So if you play Monster Hunter enough, a question that always comes up is, which do you prefer? Monster Hunter Rise or Monster Hunter World? Which one is better? Monster Hunter Rise or Monster Hunter World? And let's clear some things up. These games are both good in their own right, but in this next couple of videos, I'm gonna talk to you about the things that I take away, the things that I like, the things that I think that make it better than the other. So if you want to see more videos like this, hell, I'm about to put some gameplay videos up as well. Make sure you like this video. Comment down below what's your favorite Monster Hunter game, and also sub to the channel. It's easy, it's free. So let's start with Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise is our most recent iteration of Monster Hunter if you exclude Monster Hunter Stories 2 and things of that. Monster Hunter Now, we're not talking about Monster Hunter Now, I'm not getting no more of my money. So I believe this game launched in late March of 2021 on the Nintendo Switch exclusively at the time. And if you know anything about Monster Hunter, it's getting back to its handheld roots when it goes back to the Nintendo Switch. Now, the difference between those handhelds and the Switch is a much more functional device. In my opinion, I know some of y'all PSP and Nintendo DS players be like, no, it's the best on this. It's not, and you know it. Something immediately that I felt about Rise is that in comparison to World, it felt a little bit more fast-paced. It definitely felt more vertical, but the overall speed of the game was faster. There's some things that I noticed, like the stuns last longer. I think the monsters are more mobile, and because you have things like ramp-up skills and wire bug skills that kind of help you play the game how you wanted to play to an extent. That, I think, is what made the Monster Hunter Rise experience a little bit more interesting. And just in that aspect, right? And everything about Rise was about mobility and moving around. Even with a weapon like the Greatsword, which I used, there was this added sense of mobility that I felt was needed in World. That when, you know, if you play Greatsword and Monster Hunter Rise, when you go back to World, it's totally different. I mean, you're pretty much an anchor for some of the time. I think another class that's like that is probably a heavy bowgun user. They're probably like stationary for a while as well. But it gave me this type of like freedom that I didn't have. I could zip and move around the map and do things that I want to do, like around the monster, reposition myself and not waste my TCS most of the time, and just do things that wasn't available for me mechanic wise in Monster Hunter World. We go back to talking about the speed of the game. Like getting in and out of a hunt is fast. It's like, by comparison to World, it's like lightning quick. For me, as a dad who was constantly on the go, I like the simplicity of like just hopping in a hunt, doing a hunt real quick, getting out and going when I don't have the time to kind of like sit down and play. So I think like that's a real big plus for it. Another thing that I like about Rise is that they simplified the weapons. I know everybody don't like that, but for me, who's a Greatsword main, whose brain is literally made of crayons and glue, I want to dabble in some other weapons. So, you know, I was trying to I think I've tried the most weapons in Rise than I have in any other Monster Hunter. And that's thanks to the simplicity of using these weapons and, you know, how intuitive it felt for people that are just starting the game. And even though I played World, you know, I played GU, so it's not new to me. It's just when you're so focused on like a single weapon, me, Greatsword main, and then you try something else, it just feels like you're driving a stick shift if you never drove one before. And so when I wanted to dive into things like a Hunted Horn, having that simplicity of the Hunted Horn and Rise really opened me up to learning other weapons. And so now when I go back to Iceborne, when I do this new playthrough, I'm just gonna use the Hunted Horn because I feel like I know enough now to kind of get going and kind of take what I learned in Rise and apply that to World. I mean, I think that's it right off the top of my head for now. Really, on these type of videos, I kind of like freestyle, if you can't tell, and just kind of get the thoughts off my head and off my chest. So we can talk about it more in the comments below, but this is why I like Rise. I like World as well. We'll talk about it in the next one. So until then, I'll see you in the hunt soon. Peace.